Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing Season 2. We are here with race 26 and it is our penultimate race of the season. So after this there is only one more which will be taking place next week, and that will of course be Red Rings. But today we are at the Marble GP India, which is one of our longest tracks. And good evening, Iceman. Welcome to the stream. Now, before we get started on things, I know Cheese isn't going to be able to make it, so I'm going to have to do the mod stuff myself today. They are dealing with a storm and don't want any issues with their PC. So, as all fine, hopefully everything is good over there and that passes. So before we get going with everything, I do want to say, since the last stream, we actually had 7 new followers, which is incredible. So we are on 78 followers now. 2 away from 80. Now our goal this season was to hit 70, and my goal for the team season coming up was actually to hit 80, and we are so close now, just 2 followers away. So that is absolutely incredible. And before I go through the followers, I have to say the first follower I'm going to name is actually kind of the reason we got this. Well earned, thank you, Iceman. So Wagnus, I actually came across their stream earlier today, while I had some spare time scrolling through Twitch, found a Rocket League stream, and I do like playing Rocket League, so I thought I'd check it out, and you know, it was a laugh. And they were hosting like private lobbies open to viewers, so I joined in. There was a group of them playing, people dropping in and out, and it was just a laugh. It was a great time, and from that stream I managed to get these 7 followers. So yeah, a big shout out to Wagnus. Definitely go check them out. Some very entertaining stuff over there. So now we'll go through all the followers we actually got. I'm pretty sure they're all from over there, if not most of them. So then we also have Moviegoer, we have Miss Sweet Devil, we have, I don't know quite how to say this one, J Rangular or Durangular, probably get any correcting on that one. We have Red Mage, we have Clearly Mike, and we have Blade Quarter. So, you know, thank you to all of you for following. Much appreciated, means a lot. And like I say, big shout out to Wagnus for the stream earlier, for shouting me out, and for getting me these extra followers and getting us even closer to 80 followers. So, just had to do that at the start of this stream. But now, onto the race itself. So we're going to start by spawning in all of our competitors and freezing the time. Of course, it is a reverse grid from the previous race, as always. And we actually had some analytics done, so we are going to go into that as well. In fact, you know, I'll do the mod stuff first. So let's get the prediction started. It's going to be a bit of a lengthy intro in this one. Apologies for that. So start the prediction. How many races go into DNF? 2 minutes to use your channel points on that prediction. And we're going to talk about the analytics we have going into this race. So Iceman, one of our new data people now for the season stats and facts and analytics and all that. So we have a stats and facts page in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, definitely check it out. The link is in the chat. It will pop up in the chat and it'll be down in the description. So they put together an interesting sort of analytics page that talks about the scenarios that could happen following this, based on the results of this race, and Magic's finishing position. So I'm going to simplify it. If you want to check it out yourself, of course, head over to the stats and facts section. You can take a look at it. Simply put, if Magic manages to win this race, which I think they're starting very far back, so they'll have to really pull it out, then McWave will need at least 14th or 15th with the fastest lap, but at least 14th to take the win. I think this is to win the whole championship just in this race. Snorker would need 3rd, and Marley would need 3rd for a chance of winning it. If Magic finishes 3rd or lower, then everything will be decided on the final race at Red Rings, obviously one of our major tracks that does like to bring in some interesting situations and controversial moments, lots of plot twists, lots of drama, lots of upsets. And now a quick look around the track. We're not going to go into too much detail because, like I say, this track is very long. So I'll do a quick pan around it as I see the predictions are just coming to an end. So as you can see, a lot of obstacles from the get-go. Got a split route through here, separate out the pack a bit. And then looping around through a few different layers, we have a very tall ladder into another split section. As Iceman says, 7 minutes a lap in normal speed. Of course, we run slower than that, so we can track things. So gives you an idea of how long this is going to take. We have a nice route through the log, goes into another ladder, and then through into the greenhouse, through the grassy area. A very, very tall ladder there. And then we have a split section, a few more ladders, and a few obstacles and a hairpin going all the way down back to the finish. So a very quick overview of this track. And with the predictions finished and that brief overview of the track, and I think everything I've wanted to say has been said, let's get started with this very long and hopefully very exciting race. So the lights are green and everyone is off into the first corners. We'll see who comes out on top. It looks like Demon's going to push their way to the front, Shady in second, Wolf's going to filter in third. So Demon is going to take the lead on this one. Wood just getting past Logan's going to try and squeeze past Wolf. Does make it work, but we'll see what happens in the bowl. Of course, any collisions here could make the difference. And once again, lights out and away we go, as Iceman says. So everyone into the bowl. You see them going round and around. We'll do a little bit of a speed up in the bowl because we do have a lot of time ahead of us. And we'll see who drops down first. There's a bit of a bump between Wood and Demon. Looks like Wood's going to take the inside. That's going to push Demon wide. But Stanky's actually the first one to drop down. Wood's going to... I thought they were going to drop down then, but they didn't quite. Harry's going to be the second one through. And interestingly, our front runners are dropping a bit. Demon's been pushed wide multiple times, and so they're dropping many positions in that area. But Stanky is leading. Harry in second, Minnie in third. Slowing down a bit into the corner is going to block Wood and Blockmaster. Then we have T-Dub, Shady, Pesky Bird, and James just behind. You can see the orders as they come around this loop. Go up one more speed. And then our back runners, just like Andrew's in some trouble. They managed to get themselves stopped on the inside wall and don't have any momentum to get going again. So that is looking like a DNF already. Marley and Snorker in the top 20. Sure, we'll get the constant updates from Iceman on the important positions, because with my brain, my memory, I'm probably going to totally forget. But Wood has managed to get side by side with Stanky on the ladder, so they're going to be fighting for first. Blockmaster was just behind, and Harry's dropped down to fourth, and Shady's behind. Carol and Mario side by side. But we don't see Magic anywhere near the front, still towards the back. So for a chance to keep hold of that top spot, they're going to have to get a move on. Wood with a very good line through here, drops straight down through the bowl and is up into first and on the move into the split section. Then behind we have Mario, Carol, Storm King and Skyline. Marley's moving up a few positions. Very strong play by Marley. They're looking good at the start. Snorker also in the top 10. This could be a bit of a race between... Where's McWave? That is a good question. Where is McWave? That is the other one to keep an eye on. Okay, there's McWave. I had a feeling they'd gone past and I'd missed them. But just getting past Quack there, with Barto and Adam either side. Snorker in 6, so Snorker doing everything they can right now, going for an aggressive start, moving up again, but Zor's going to have the better run down the straight. Snorker's going to be trying to pick up some big points here to try and get a shot at holding first going into the final. But up at the front now is Mario. Wood dropped to second and Carol is just behind. You watch the middle of the pack as well, making their way around. Try and get a good angle here zoomed out, but oh, this will do. There we go, a bit of an overview here. Cheese and Shaq's not doing too well. Baz at the back and Beefcake is miles behind right now. Snorker's dropped to 14th. And Magic is still very far behind, struggling to keep up with everyone else as we approach the next ladder. So take a look at how everyone's got on here. Mario's just extending that lead up at the front. Wood's still in second, Carol still in third, then Shady and Harry are side by side, fighting for fourth. Marley and Zor side by side. Going to be going the same way around here, but Marley getting held up, getting pushed back by Zor. And Mario just trying to extend this lead as early as possible. There's some collisions there on the drop down. Shady's managed to get themselves stuck on one of the nails, but Westport's going to set them free. Harry's got stuck as well. Marley's going to set them free. So a bit of a time loss for them, but could have been worse. We see McWave there now, not far away from Snorker. Yes, I noticed you focus on the top 4, and there is a chance that someone else could come along. We could see someone else come out of nowhere and surprise us all. So Wood also extending that second place difference. Crimson now in third. China's going to get overtaken by Storm King. So Storm King in fourth, China in fifth, going into the pipe. China's going to battle for that position back, and it will work. We see Super Boss, Shady, Zach, and Akane. Zor with a good line through there. It's not going to be enough to get past Skyline. And we'll see as they come out the bottom of the log and down to the ladder. Wood gets a roll back, but makes it on in time. Crimson bounces back, gets stalled slightly. So no one making a perfect entry, but Shady does. Shady jumping straight on alongside Superboss. Skyline's going to block Zor, and Zor struggling to get on a second time. Going to be quite a bit of a time loss for them. Stormy coming in very hard there with a big bounce. Reaper gets on Dirt Monster, just missing out. Wolf with a perfect entry will get past Side Effects, and Dom and Quack will be clambering on side by side. And Mario already on the release to the next section. We'll take a look at where the competition is now. We'll see where Magic is. So Magic's still far back at the moment. This could come down to the final race. This could be a action-packed Red Rings final, as we've seen before. And Crimson getting past Wood there, and Mario's going slow as well. Whereas Snorker, we'll have a look in a minute. As Mario has lost quite a bit of time through here, and so has Wood. So Crimson now looking to try and make their way up into the top spot. Will they be able to do it? Or will Mario be able to defend this spot all the way to the end? We do see quite a lot of people lose momentum halfway through. Around the halfway point. They have a strong start and then just begin to fall. And oh, a bad entrance for both of them there. They're going to get held up. Mario does get on first. Wood gets on. Crimson bouncing back repeatedly. He's going to be joined by Storm King. And then China just behind. And Superboss having difficulties of their own. Skyline and Marley get on in front. Superboss cannot get on. Neither can Shady. Superboss is having a disaster. It's dropping so many positions. So that was really bad for Superboss there. Losing a lot of positions. Now, did we see Snorker in all of that? Don't think we did. So where is... So there's Snorker. So Snorker's dropped. A lot of McWave is off. McWave and School of Thugs are off. So McWave will not be picking up any points. Snorker's gone miles back. So we don't know what's happened there, but that is a disaster for Snorker and Magic. Trying to make their way up the field, but at a very slow pace. So we could be seeing no points for the top three in the current positions. A disaster for McWave, not what they want on this race. All points matter right now. China's going to make a lunge, doesn't quite get it right. Crimson manages to squeeze on between Wood and China. Then Storm King just behind Akane with a perfect entry. Marley 21 points behind Magic in the standings. B9 would be 12 points. Then Marley could look at trying to push up into the top of the standings after this if they can gain more positions. So a win for Marley here would be huge. So China moves up to second on this ladder. Crimson in third. Storm King and Wood are going to be side by side. Then Akane, Skyline and Daz are side by side. Then Zack and then Marley and Ib side by side. Quite a big ladder this one, so plenty of room for people to get on. Not quite as much fighting and blocking going on. Sawyer currently in the 20th position, the last point scoring position. Will be picking up 1 point if they stay in 20th. They're heading up through to the next section. Dirt Monster does not get the line there, gets pushed wide and is going to be costly, losing a lot of time. Does get the drop. Westport's going to come through, give them a nudge, but carry more momentum down the straight. And further up ahead, we see Akane coming through to take third. China's going to force them against the wall, but does not make it past. Then Zack just behind, followed by Wood. So Wood's dropping a couple of positions. And Crimson is hunting down Mario Hunter, who's managed to get themselves stuck. Crimson doesn't set them free. A smart move by Crimson, and this is a disaster for Mario. It looks like China's going to give them a nudge, get them going again, and Akane is going to help them on the way. So Mario drops to third with that. Could have been a lot worse, but Crimson using that time to go up into the lead. I don't think we've lost anyone else currently. Three DNFs at the moment. So Mali in 8th. We're going on to the second lap. And with the time sped up this amount, I've slowed it down by 1, but we should work out quite well for the hour. I think I've got the speed and timing just right for this. Yep, Andrew McWabe and School of Thugs, the 3 DNFs currently. So everyone going around the bowl here. Was just watching Crimson there, almost making contact with someone. I think it was Super Boss. It was either Super Boss or Storm King. Storm King is going to push Super Boss out. That will slow them down. Well, it'll technically speed them up around the bowl, but slow them down in terms of dropping down quicker. And Crimson does drop down first, of course, holding the fastest lap, being the first one around the first lap. This is why we do have multiple laps, even on the really long tracks. Dom gets hit by Space Comet. It's going to speed Dom up around the bowl. It's going to be bad for them. Space Comet gets hit by Alice, Demon, Cloud Monkey, and Harry are all colliding together. Pipsy colliding with Adam. It's absolutely mess in this bowl. So many collisions happening. It's going to totally mix up the positions. Could see a few people lose massive time there. This will be interesting. So up at the front, Crimson breaking away in the lead right now. Woods moved up to second through the obstacles. Mario having some difficulties, but does get the better exit out the other side. So Mario will take that second place back. Snorker entered the bowl even behind Magic. Woods managed to get themselves stuck on a carrot. Stuck on a carrot. This could be a disaster for Wood. Will someone set them free? It gives them a little nudge. Zach gives them a little nudge, and that does do enough to set them free. Bit slow getting going. Still not over the McWave DNF. This is huge. It is indeed. This really could be Marley's shot, although Marley is in 11th. Getting blocked out by Skyline on the ladder, and a rollback as well. And another one. This is a disaster for Marley, dropping the crucial points that they need. Finally getting on the ladder, but they're going to be down in around 15th, 16th. Oh, and Mario's overshot the bowl. Too much speed, too aggressive, and Mario has gone off from second. That is a disaster. And Crimson's just going to use this to extend the lead. Zach getting bumped by Akane means Akane is actually going to drop down in second. Zor with a perfect entry is going to be in third. Skyline with a good entry as well. And then Dazza just behind, so everything getting all mixed up now. And Marley's gone off as well. Marley needed those crucial points, but they are off. Marley DNF. The absolute drama the upsets we are having in this race. Some may say it's scripted, but I think it's all going to come down to red rings and the final race of the season. So that's going to make a massive change to the leaderboard. 2 DNFs and a few big position gains. That's true. Your analytics might just be exactly the same for the final race. It depends on who else scores points and where they are placed on the leaderboard. Remember, it is 30 points for a win, 25 per second. I need to try and remember off the top of my head. It is on the Discord under the leaderboard section. No, the points and prizes section. The points are there. I know it's 30 for a win, and of course 1 for a fastest lap. So Akane here in second. We've just seen Borgo off in the distance, so I can see UDNF's Dom's in a bit of trouble. They've got themselves stuck. So we're going to be seeing a few DNFs this race. Now where is Magic? Make sure I haven't gone past them. There's Snorker quite far back. Oh, Magic is very far back. So this is looking like the top 4 will not be picking up any points. Tell you what, if Snorker did DNF and Magic somehow finished top 2, it'd be crazy. Crazy things. But at the moment, Zor in 3rd, Skyline in 4th, Zach in 5th, Westport in 6th, Logan in 7th, China in 8th, Wood in 9th, Ib in 10th, Barto in 11th, Stanky in 12th, Dazza in 13th. Yep, Stanky in 12th, Dazza 13th, Storm King in 14th, Quack in 15th, Superboss in 16th, Nick in 17th, Shady in 18th. It's going to get past Nick though. Diamond Swords in 19th, and Dirt Monster currently in 20th. So you see everyone going around there as Magic, our current first place in the season. Not going well for them. Demon running quite slow as well at the back. The Crimson is absolutely flying away with this lead at the moment. Akane trying to make a breakaway with that second place. Have I decided which day the final will be held? I think it'll be the Monday. Skyline's got themselves stuck, but Zach's going to give them a nudge. Westport's going to help. Skyline dropping a couple of positions, but does get going again. Yeah, I think it'll be the Monday, just like the usual schedule. I don't think I'm going to move it. Don't hold me to that, but it should be the Monday at the same time it usually is. That is the plan. That will be the big day, big final. And then we'll be preparing for the team season 2. Might not be able to make it. Oh no, we can't have that. Ideally, I'd like it to be a day that everyone, well, as many people can make it as possible. Yeah, then we'll be planning for team season 2. So anyone watching this that is following and wants to take part, I mean, if you want to take part, then follow. That's the first thing you need to do. And if you want to take part in the team seasons, then make sure you join the Discord using the link in the chat or in the description down below and get yourself into a team. It's easy to do when you join the Discord, you just tick whether you're following on Twitch, and then you choose from all the options of the teams which team you'd like to join. And that means you'll get a team skin, you'll get put in a private team chat with all your other team members so you can talk together, and you'll be automatically entered into the team season. You get all the other 3 for next week. Monday would be far from ideal. You know what? If we have to, we can move it. It is something I was thinking about. I mean, this week I was thinking about whether to do 2 races this week and then 2 races next week, but I decided, you know what, let's do the 3, and the final will be the only one next week. And then we have 3 race days to choose from, because of course the showcase is on Tuesdays. So we'll have, oh, Wood's gone off. Wood has gone off after being in the top 10. It is sad times. F in the chat for Wood. So yeah, we do have 3 days to choose from. We have the Monday, we have the Wednesday, we have the Thursday. So maybe we'll do it on the Wednesday, midweek. Midweek could be a good idea. So up at the front, Akane is gaining on Crimson. A massive gap from 2nd to 3rd. But Akane is gaining on Crimson, closing that gap down to the number 1 spot. Zach currently in 3rd. Zor getting past Logan for 4th. Logan in 5th. Quack in 6th. Barto in 7th. China's dropped to 8th. Nick in 9th. Westport 10th. And Shax is off rolling across the grass. Another DNF there. And also we've had a few DNFs in the water. Ooh, too quick. So here's Superboss and James joining School of Thugs in the pond. So we're seeing quite a few DNFs. A surprising amount, actually. And this could be very beneficial for those wanting to pick up some big points in the season. So we'll see where Magic and Snorker are. We make our way back through the pack. So here is Snorker. So Daza is currently our 20th position holder. And they are right here, a big group up actually, fighting to get up into the points. So Snorker not totally out of reach, but they're going to have a big group of people to pass. It's not going to be easy to get up into the points. And then here is Magic. Not looking too promising for them. So off the ladder, Crimson is on the move. Akane still chasing them down. Then we have Logan, Zor and Zack side by side, fighting for 3rd. And a bit of a gap down to Quack, China, then Barto. It looks like Akane is still gradually closing down. Crimson, a very good line through here, is going to carry more momentum. Can they squeeze the gap? They do. They squeeze through the gap, and Crimson with a big collision off one of the nails means Akane is going to have a bit more speed exiting that section, heading towards the ladders, and a perfect entrance as well. Couldn't have done that any better. So Akane moving up into 1st. Crimson going down into 2nd. If it finishes like this, then the top 4 will be fighting for the title, and 5th downwards will be out. Some useful insight from Iceman there. See, this is why we need Iceman here in the chat. We usually have Cheese here as well, giving us the useful mod support and bringing some humour to the table. And their marble track building knowledge can be very helpful from time to time, especially when I'm looking at these crazy track builds and the track showcases. And we have Iceman, always useful to have here as well for the DNF callouts, the positions, the points, the orders, the stats, the analytics, and the predictions. Keepers in the know. So going up to the top of the ladder, Kane dropping down now, heading towards the bowl. We'll see how they enter this. It's a good one straight through. I've noticed we haven't seen Demon for a couple of streams. I think they've given up on this season completely at this point. They've had a few disasters this season. I think they've pretty much written it off. But there's always a chance for people that haven't done well this season to come back strong with their team in the team season and work together. So sad for Zor, he would need second to stay in title contention. Zor's in third, it's too much of a gap. And we are approaching the finish. And you know, we've actually approached the finish quite quickly. I thought this was going to be a really long one because this track is long. But because I've run it at slightly quicker speed than usual just to make up for it, and because they do go quite slow in some areas, we've actually gone to give about 45 minutes. So not as long as expecting. But also it's going to be a battle to the finish now. Crimson has managed to reclaim first. Akane is just behind in second. But it's going to be close down to the line. I don't think there's anything Zor can do at this point unless someone gets stuck, but they don't, and there's nothing left that can be done. So it looks like Zor will be out of the battle for the final. The chance of taking that top spot. Of course, all of the updated full leaderboard and stats will be in the Discord after this race, so we'll be able to see clearly who to keep an eye on going into the final. But as Iceman has said, it's most likely going to be the top four. So coming across the line, Crimson does take first. Akane in second, also taking the fastest lap. So Akane taking that fastest lap from Crimson on the final lap. And Zor trying to keep hold of third coming around the final bends. Logan, Barto and Zach are just behind. We will go and have a look. Quite a slow final straight. So Zor across the line, securing third. Logan takes the fastest lap in fourth. Then Barto fifth, closely followed by Zach in sixth. China in seventh, Nick in eighth, Dinosaurs ninth, Quack 10th, Westport 11th, TJ 12th. Then we have Skyline in 13th, Shady in 14th. Ib's going to come across in 15th. It looks like Logan is going to keep hold of that fastest lap for the extra point. Armtech in 16th, Stormy in 17th. Then Shona, Jenny and Blockmaster very close together, making up the top 20 and all of the points. So yes, no points for the top four in the season. We'll see where Snorker, there's Snorker, and there is Magic. So not too far out of the top 20, but it's not enough. So we're going to go to the marble cam of our race winner. So congratulations to Crimson on winning at Marble GP India. Very good race by them and a good race by Akane. I mean, very close down to the finish. But Crimson did just manage to hold on. So we'll speed time up a bit here. And I'm going to enter the results of this race, and then we'll be back in a couple of minutes with the prediction results and the standings going into the final race. I'll be back with you in 2 minutes. Okay, so the results have been entered. But first we will look at the prediction results. As we make our way down, and see those finishing outside of the top 20, just missing out on the points. Snorker in 32nd, Magic in 36th, and then a list of DNFs. So with Cheese not here, of course, we'll be doing counting with UMR once again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 DNFs. 14. So we'll choose outcome. 11 to 15. Complete. And there we go. Good to know there are so many DNFs on your track. You don't like it. Oh, but we always like a few DNFs. I mean, there was quite a few this time. Not as much as some tracks we've had. I know some track builders like their races to be as clean as possible. But as get my words out. My brain is just struggling this evening. 14 in 2 laps. Yeah, I suppose it is quite a few. But as you've seen, even on the tracks that are meant to be totally protected, you still find ways to get a DNF, find a way off, find a way to get stuck somewhere. That's just what we do. But now over to the standings, overall leaderboard. So of course, no points really getting picked up from any of our top competitors. So Magic currently still in first with 183 points. McWave in second with 176. Snorker in third with 163. And Marley in fourth with 162. They will be the 4 to watch in the final. The 4 to watch. Who is going to win? Who's going to get that prize of a free sub and the gold marble skin? And then Zor in fifth with 150. Yeah, unfortunately, just out of range to get first. The most they'll be able to get is 31 points. That'd be a win and the fastest lap. And yes, they need 33. So, unfortunately, out of the contest, and everyone below that will no longer be able to compete for that #1 spot going into the final. But below Zor, we have Space Comet in 6th with 146, Zach in 7th with 138, Iv in 8th with 136, Cheese in 9th with 133, Christopher in 10th with 125. That makes up our top 10. And below that we have Crimson, Mario, Jenny, Adam, China, James, Demon, Stanky, Cutsy, TJ, Storm King, Westport, Quack, Diamond Swords, and Superboss, making up the top 25. Cosmic's first win of the season, I think it is, yes. Yeah, good race by them. And putting them just outside the top 10. So they can pick up some points in the final. They're going to push their way up into the top 10 in the final standings. So it's going to come down to the final at Red Rings. It's going to be an action-packed finale. Will any of our top 4 pick up any points? We'll see. So I don't think anything changes from Iceman's previous stats that we mentioned at the start. It'll still be the same scenario going into this final. It's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting, and you won't want to miss it. So like I say, we'll figure out which day to do. It will be one of the usual stream days. Because of course it will be the last of the races, so we won't have a race every one of those 3 days. And then I'll have to do something else to fill the season break. Maybe we'll do some track building. Maybe we'll do some casual races, you know, getting all the followers that we've had since this season started. We'll have the track showcases. We might have some Twitch integrated races, a bit more interaction, you know, using the keybinds, create a track that chat can control, something like that, something fun like that. And then maybe some other games as well. You don't know the Red Rings track, but from what you've heard, it can bite. Yes, it is. It is a interesting track. There's a lot of shortcuts. There's a lot of different routes. So it makes for some very interesting races. And that's why I love it at the final. Because anything can happen. Anything can happen. So that to look forward to next week, but this is the last race of this week. I may be back at some point before next week with a stream of something. We'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to find some time too, so hopefully that will happen. Don't know what I'll be doing yet. I'll figure that out as we go. Maybe a range of things. But until then, there's an interesting setup for the final race. Yep. Yeah, the exciting final race at Red Rings. But until then, that is going to be it for this stream. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.